So this is part one to my scam series on how I was defrauded and swindled out of close to $4,000 by a Facebook dating swindler. Just going to tell my story in full detail, and I know I'm probably going to be judged. So what? It is what it is. But this is my truth. I'm trying to currently heal from it. I'm very traumatized from this situation. I am in therapy and I am on multiple anxiety medicines. So to help myself grow through what I went through, I'm just speaking my story and my truth. So basically, I met a guy through Facebook dating app, and he swiped on me first, and then I matched with him. We wrote back and forth. I gave him my number. He started texting me, and immediately he's telling me how he has commercial buildings and that he was meeting up with clients at the moment. And I replied back and said that I'd love to be on that status one day because I was trying to enter entrepreneurship as well. He tells me, let's meet up and let's talk money. Cool. After so many texts back and forth, he eventually FaceTimes. We're talking back and forth on FaceTime. And he's just telling me all the little things like, you just can't believe I have a boyfriend and da-da-da. And then he's asking and trying to see if I'm really coming to see him or if I'm playing. I wasn't serious at first. I was procrastinating and I was just hesitant. I just had got out of a 6-month relationship about a year prior. So I was still kind of fresh on the scene. So it was whatever. But I eventually got ready, and right after we got off the phone, he's asking me what I like to drink and making it seem like he was going to get a bottle, get down there. And right when I get there, I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm telling him I'm outside, and he immediately comes out and walks up to my car, walks up on my car. I didn't even notice or see him, and it kind of startled me, but we just introduced each other, talked back and forth. It was nothing. We go up to his apartment complex to the 5th floor. It was like a lounge area where anyone could just hang out. TV, it was really nice. We're just up there chopping it up, talking. Wasn't thinking anything. We're just having casual conversation, getting to know each other. So after that was my air freshener. After so long, just talking back and forth, I had noticed that, of course, there wasn't any liquor bottle. He didn't get anything. And when I brought it to his attention, he had said that how he been running around all day and how he didn't feel like going to the liquor store. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I pulled out my Douce bottle that I had already had. I had said basically that I was hungry. And before I even had came as well, I had asked if we could grab something to eat. So by the time I got there and we were talking, chilling, drinking, I was like developing an appetite. And I said that I was hungry and I was ready to go eat. And we go out. We walk to the nearest Goodfellas. It was right around the corner. Go inside. It's kind of packed. So we're like, okay, whatever. Let's check out the upstairs. It was a bar upstairs. Walk upstairs. I don't know if he wasn't feeling the vibe. I don't know what was going on, but he was ready to go back out. So I was like, okay, cool. We were halfway down the steps and he was telling me how he didn't have his ID on him. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. He said we were going to go back to his apartment and get the ID. He had stopped by my car because I had told him I had some things in my car. And he was like insisting that I just, no, don't leave that in your car. Bring it up to my apartment. Okay. So we stop by my car. I get the stuff out of there. We go back up to his apartment. So now we're inside his apartment. He goes into bathroom, room, wherever it was, because it was connected. And I was just stood by the door. I wasn't moving. I wasn't paying attention to anything. I was just minding my business. I just met this person. I do not want to make it seem like I'm on anything in this person's house. Then he comes back out. I leave my purse on his couch. We head back out. We go back down and we're walking back towards Goodfellas, but he wasn't really feeling it. So he's like, let's go somewhere else. So I said, okay, cool. We go across the street. There was another pizza spot. Get inside. Immediately when we get inside, he picks up his phone and he says that he has a business call. Okay, I didn't think anything of it. Just continued and looked at the menu, whatever, talked to the waitress. So I was peeping. I could see him peeping. Wasn't really no big deal. Comes back to the table. We order. I say, how I wanted the quesadillas. And he was saying that he was fasting, so he wasn't hungry, but that he was still eat some mozzarella sticks. So I ordered those for us as well. We ordered together, basically, and chopped it up, sat there. The vibes were good. We talked about family. I talked about me going to school. We talked about where we were from. He told me that he was from LA. I asked him about childhood memories, the parts of where he was from, about his siblings, his family, etc., etc. Telling me how He has a bunch of condos in different places, and he has family in different places, etc., etc. He asked for the check. The waitress brings us the check, and he picks up the check from the table, looks at it, puts it back down, and slides the check in front of me and says, "Oh, that's nothing. I can cash out you that." And I was like, okay. That was the second red flag, because the first red flag was he came and was wearing a dingy shirt, basketball shorts, and slides. I'm not one to judge, but I was just like, for your first time meeting up with someone, especially about business, if it's whatever, you're going to come looking like that, but whatever. So yeah, second red flag was that. But I just was like, okay, I'm not going to think nothing of it. Said you're going to pay me back. Okay, I'm not going to trip about $15, getting back $15, basically. Pull my wallet out and I pay. So we leave. Go back to the 5th floor, not his apartment, but the 5th floor of the apartment complex, where it's the little lounge area. And we began drinking my Douce bottle again, finished the Douce bottle. We're just, again, chopping it up, getting to know each other. And he's telling me about how he has 19 different Airbnb properties all over the U.S. He has commercial buildings. He has clients. He travels, etc., etc. He was telling me how he could help me start my own Airbnb, how I should put my apartment on Airbnb, etc., etc. Then we began talking about past relationships. I told him about my past relationship. Then he begins to tell me about his past relationship. He was saying how his ex was lazy, how she lived up underneath him. He paid all the bills. She didn't do anything but basically just sleep all day. And he was saying that she would nag a lot and that he just wasn't really interested in her anymore because of the way she acted, and she was just too problematic. Said that he was just looking for a girl to just sit back and count the money and just enjoy life with him. And I was just like, I can dig that. And that's when he began telling me how he was feeling me, how he wanted me to run all of his businesses, how we're going to start businesses together, how we're just going to get to this money. And it was just sounding good. I was drinking, we were vibing. She was just making it all sound good. And then he was telling me, yeah, don't let what I have on fool you. I can still get dressed, put that on. I seen the pictures on the Facebook dating app. He looked like he was taking care of himself. So I didn't think nothing of it when I seen him dressed the way he was, because I was like, maybe he's just down right now. So whatever. He's telling me how he had just got back from Puerto Rico. He's showing me pictures, videos of his trip. And then he's telling me how he has his own liquor brand. Then I'm asking him, well, show me the liquor. He's showing me the liquor. And then I'm asking, well, can I taste some? But he's telling me that he didn't have any. He told me that he basically just moved from LA down here to Kentucky. And he said that he didn't have any on him. It was back in one of his condos in Arizona. Told me how the alcohol that he distilled, he went to Mexico, and just the process, and et cetera, in which I went to school for that. So I just thought we were vibing and having similarities. The vibe gets to going, and we get to getting flirtatious, and one thing leads to another, of course. And we go back down to his apartment complex, and that was the only time that I was consensual with him. And after that, everything seemed fine. And even before all that happened, we had already discussed how he said that he had to get up early around like 4 a.m. for a business. He had to meet clients and do stuff, etc. So once we got finished, I just didn't think nothing of it. We were sitting there just chilling, flirting back and forth, talking, end of the night, basically. So as he was walking me back down to my car, he's telling me to share my location and to let me know, of course, when I make it home. I didn't think nothing of it. I was just thinking, okay, well, he's really feeling me, so I'm going to just share my location. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I call my best friend, and of course, I tell her, and she's telling me, like, no, that's a red flag. But I don't think nothing of it. I'm just thinking, like, maybe, he just wants to be cautious of me and make sure that I'm safe. But yeah, I make it home, and I'll be back for part 2 for the next day.